Today we got Thor, the god of thunder, taking on possibly his most dangerous and powerful foe yet, Doomsday. Who wins? Well, let's find out. Thor is the Asgardian god of thunder, and the son of Odin, the All-Father of Asgard, and the elder Earth goddess Gaia, combining the power of both worlds. Thor is arguably the greatest and mightiest defender of both. Armed with his powerful enchanted Uru hammer Mjolnir, Thor is the mightiest warrior of Asgard, a founding member of the Avengers, and one of the strongest, most powerful beings on Earth. Thor is the strongest of the Asgardian gods, and his strength is considered to be incalculable and doesn't really have an upper limit. His strength is comparable to Hulk and Hercules. He can destroy entire planets with the force of his blows, and he's lifted the Midgard serpent, which was larger and weighed much more than the Earth. Thor is one of the most durable heroes in the Marvel Universe, and has been able to withstand attacks from Hulk, planet-shattering blows, and energy blasts from Celestials and Odin. So yeah, he's pretty durable. Thor is able to go for extended periods of time without food, water, and sleep, and one time fought the Frost Giants for 9 months straight. Thor is one of the most trained and experienced warriors in the Marvel Universe, and actually a skilled hand-to-hand fighter, even though he tends to use a brawling technique. He is also a highly skilled weapons expert, with the most noble weapon being Mjolnir. Now, besides the obvious fact that the hammer can be used to hit stuff and then destroy mountains and planets, Mjolnir has a ton of abilities. Thor can control the weather, even affecting it on a planetary scale, and unleash electrical storms, hurricane winds, tornadoes, tidal waves, blizzards, and earthquakes. He's even done some out-of-the-box things too, like when he made it rain fire. While Thor doesn't have the innate ability to fly, if he swings Mjolnir at faster than light speeds, he's then able to fly. Thor can manipulate matter on a vast.
So Thor can't fly by default. I thought that was like part of like the whole Asgardian package. I didn't think that there was like a whole new requirement you had to be to swing a hammer. If that was the case, hey, man, it can fly.
To scale, and has the ability to transmute elements. He's able to turn intangible and invisible, and Mjolnir is also able to create nearly impenetrable force fields. Thor is able to.
Why didn't he ever use a force field in any like MCU rendition of anything? He was getting handled and folded like a lawn chair a lot of times. I mean, I know they can't for plot. You can't really just change certain things, but there are certain things you have to do. Like like if you're getting like pummeled, right, and you have the ability to make a force shield, why wouldn't you?
Absorb and project energy blasts with Mjolnir, and he doesn't even have to wait for an opponent to shoot a blast of energy, but he can absorb it directly from their body. One of Thor's most powerful attacks.
This is a tough pick right here. I mean, it's not like it's very clearly not a one-to-one image of Thor, but it is just look at the hammer, bro. Look at Mjolnir, and look at the lightning effects. This is top tier art.
It's the God Blast, which killed the Midgard Serpent and injured Galactus. He also is the anti-Thor.
Another one. This is all 2 for 2. I mean, Thor used to be one of my favorite heroes. Like, I had faces for different heroes that I liked, but Thor definitely was up there, because just lightning is like one of my favorite powers, right? I know he's a god of thunder, but he's I would say he's top 10.
Were just unbelievably powerful and took out the entire battle of barbarians in one blast. And then in the other corner, we have Doomsday.
He's like made of teeth. Like, I know what Doomsday is. Like, I've watched Superman and Lois, the show, twice. The full season. Doomsday, like his little character arc, they had it, not character arc, but like how he was created in that show. But it is kind of crazy how it was just like a tooth monster. Like, I know it's bone, but let's not be disingenuous. These look like teeth. Don't like look like if the teeth he has in his mouth, right? Look exactly like the bones he has in his body.
Doomsday is a seemingly unstoppable behemoth who adapts to overcome and destroy anything or anyone in his path. Because of his unique.
This is pretty cool. I can't lie. I don't know what it is about certain. I guess is it like a copyright issue, like a likeness issue? Because I swear some artists and they will like make a perfectly cool like picture, but then leave the face completely different. Like I know it's not. It's like art is a skill, so it's probably is a skill thing to get something exactly like someone else's hand, because it is kind of it's like almost impossible to get someone's exact hand movements to make the exact same face. But it's like it's like they get everything else right, but then the face is the last thing they mess up.
Physiology. Every time Doomsday dies, he comes back to life and becomes immune to whatever killed him.
So I had a question a little while ago, right? He said that if Doomsday kills everyone, or he is unable to be killed again by whatever killed him last time, I asked if the Flash used the Speed Force, like not the Speed Force, but like if Flash used his speed to kill Doomsday, theoretically, could Doomsday stop the Flash? Because in order to, because let's say a Flash went to like light speed and beyond, right? I know it's like a very special case. It's kind of like with all comics and like superheroes, right? But let's say the Flash, let's say like a base, a top speed, right, or a lowest top speed that Doomsday would die from being hit at by a what's it called, White Dwarf punch or whatever, or Infinite Mass punch, right? Let's say that one of those hits Doomsday, right, and he dies. Okay, then he comes back stronger. What if Flash went faster than that? You know what I'm saying? Because technically, it's a different way. Unless you want to be as like vague as him not being able to die from being punched again, or from being able to die from being like ran at and punched again, then it's like you. I know there is no limit of how fast the Flash can go, but realistically there is a limit. You can only go as fast as space exists in a way. Because after if there's no space to be crossed, there's no speed. You're just there. It's just existence, right? So I guess there is a theoretical point. Unless like I know it's all writing, but it's like if the Flash went at light speed, right? That means that cause I know Doomsday is like a not he's not okay based on like Superman and Lois, right? The show. If you go off that version of Doomsday, he's just another Superman, but a bigger, stronger Superman, right? I don't really know comic books Doomsday that well, but if it's like a similar process in terms of how he was formed, he's basically just a stronger Superman, right? So he already has super speed to an extent, right? Because he used to be a Kryptonian until he got morphed or whatever. I don't really know the exact lore on comic book accurate Doomsday, but when it came to Superman and Lois Doomsday, he was Bizarro Superman, and then got turned into Doomsday. They don't call him. I think they do call him Doomsday once. I think they just say Doomsday, or the title is just Doomsday or something like that on the show. But I think that if he's already a Superman, like level speedster, right? So he has super speed, super reactions, right? So the Flash is faster than Superman, but if the Flash was to attack Doomsday, defeat him, right? Could Doomsday keep getting faster? Because again, the Speed Force protects you from certain speeds, certain level of speed. I know Superman, Kryptonian, they're able to resist speed because they're durable and all that, right? But it's like if if Doomsday was attacked by Speedster with the Speed Force, he's unless he's somehow like he's Darwin, right? Like Darwin wouldn't get the Speed Force, I assume, but it's like if he dies, gets the Speed Force, that would be a loophole, right? That's dumb. But like he wouldn't get Speed Force, therefore he would be able to he would be able to match the Flash in that speed. If you're gonna be disingenuous and say that he can adapt to the speed of the Flash, right? Because the Flash is using the Speed Force. He is the Speed Force after a certain point, right? So it's like he's protected regardless. But Doomsday is not, so he would die. Am I wrong?
Doomsday possesses vast physical strength, and in fact, most opponents that get in his path are killed. He's even killed Superman before, and has knocked out Darkseid, Lord of Apocalypse. So if that doesn't give you a glimpse of Doom,
That's not happening to me. I'm not getting done like Superman right there. I'm not getting spun around like a ballerina and getting thrown into the ground. I'm not letting that happen.
Doomsday's strength, I don't know what would. But not only is he super strong, but he's also effectively invulnerable.
Not to me. I'm taking it down. Not like that. I'm taking it down though.
He's withstood punches on Superman, Wonder Woman, and Martian Manhunter, Darkseid's Omega Beams, and energy blasts from Green Lanterns.
He hasn't seen me yet. Like I know you see this scary visage right here, and I know if I punched him, my hand would probably disintegrate because I'm punching straight teeth and iron. But let me arm wrestle him, right? I'm not saying I'm Ronnie Coleman. I'm not saying I'm Brian Shaw. But it's all about technique, right? If I get Dark Side in one of these, right, and I, cause like, it's self-explanatory, bro. So I'm like, look, come on, bro. Like, me for real. Me
And
for
then
real.
the few vital organs or weak spots that Doomsday does have.
Is that a haircut? Is his hair like I know you know how some white guys have like that weird like top of the head mohawk, or it's just like their hog rider. Is this what he has right here?
Are protected by thick layers of bone. Doomsday
Aura. Look at the cape. I know it's well, this is a tough image. I know it's kind of like exaggerated because it's like why is he so big, but this is tough.
has an exceptionally fast healing factor, able to heal from any injury virtually instantaneously. He also possesses an ability known as
That is disgusting.
reactive adaptation, which basically means that the longer the fight goes on, the more invulnerable he'll get as he fights. But not only that, but he can actually adapt to his opponents and their weaknesses. For instance, he's grown kryptonite bone protrusions before while fighting Clark.
See, is that not cheating? No. I know that's like the character, but it's like you're telling me he can grow kryptonite out of his body. That's just lazy writing right there. That's like you can grow kryptonite. It's too easy.
And gain the ability to breathe fire while fighting against Martian Manhunter. Doomsday can also involuntarily return from the dead, so no matter how many times he dies, he'll always come back, and he'll be immune to whoever killed him in past lives.
But if the Flash used the Speed Force, like I know he's already using the Speed Force to be the Flash, but I'm saying like if he if he went light speed, because the Flash is already he's already used the Speed Force to go fast, but if he went to a certain point where he has to use more of the Speed Force to protect his body or whatever, basically after a certain amount of speed, Doomsday would not be able to comic book theoretically keep up because he doesn't have the Speed Force unless he can he creates a kryptonite, unless he can like protrude or enter the Speed Force after a certain level of like adaptation and mutation. He can't defeat the Flash because it's just like the rules of the Speed Force or something like that, right?
So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, just starting out,
I feel like I got Thor. I mean, I want to say Thor because I'm going for the underdog, but I feel like Doomsday, just based off the information, just based off the player build, I'm going off Doomsday. I'm going Doomsday. I think he's going to win, but I do want Thor to win this.
oh, both of these guys are insanely powerful, and either one
Similar to me, I'm like equally powerful.
could claim the victory.
Tough.
Doomsday is an absolute monster, and he doesn't hold back at all. His goal is just to kill and destroy anything or anyone in his path. He's strong enough to overpower and kill Superman, defeat Martian Manhunter, Wonder Woman, and the rest of the Justice League, and even knocked out a version of Darkseid. Then he's durable enough to hold up the punches on Superman and Shazam, and has one of the greatest healing factors ever. This is a lot of power in his corner, and a whole lot for Thor to go up against. In fact, at the beginning of the fight, Thor's going to be kind of overwhelmed. But that's just because Thor usually holds.
Bro. Bro, is this not the same guy? Is this not the same individual? Bro, come on, man. I don't know his name, but where's the video at, bro? You know what I'm saying? It's the same guy. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. Like, I'm not gonna be that guy, but look at him, bro. And it's honestly a compliment to him, bro. I don't know his name. Adam Warlock. Who's the guy that? Yeah, that guy. It's the same guy, bro. Don't play with me.
Back against most every opponent he goes up against. Even when he's going up against people
You can't even glaze, bro. This is just a tough image, bro.
that could be considered equals in power, like the Dark Gods, Thor still hesitates to fully unleash. He's straddling this perilous line that he doesn't want to cross. But when he does cross it, oh boy, you better look out. And longtime allies like Iron Man take definite notice of the difference between normal Thor and a Thor who is no longer holding back. You see, we gotta understand that Thor isn't actually the type of warrior that everyone makes him out to be. He's not out there trying to show how tough he is, or just fighting for the sake of a fight. Like hopping over to the Marvel movies for a second here. That is the version of Thor that we saw in the beginning of the first movie, when he snuck out to fight the Frost Giants because he was simply seeking a fight. Then, by the end of that movie, and especially in the second and third movie, and really all the rest of the MCU,
Honestly,
he
I
is
never
a
really
warrior
saw the first
because it is
couple
his
of Thors.
duty and responsibility. And that's the version of Thor that we have in the comics. He even somewhat fights according to his foe's abilities. For example, when he fights the Hulk, he uses a lot more brute force in a fight. But going up against more powerful beings or supernatural
That's
beings
borderline
like
background
Surtur or Mangog,
background
he
action.
relies on his magical and elemental.
I'm not really like that much of a stickler when it comes to certain things in comic books and heroes and stuff. But old superhero drip used to be terrible. Why is he wearing this? He's wearing overalls and a golden belt. What is he doing? That hammer is what they use in the kitchen to tenderize meat. I don't know why he's using that in a battle against a demon.
Mental powers to make the battle more equal. Thor has even shown that he can hold up against Skyfather beings before. All of this is saying that when Thor goes up,
Bro, what is that? I know it's Mjolnir, but it looks like a caveman weapon. Why is it so like disproportionately long with a small hammer? Oh, doesn't make so much sense anyway.
against Doomsday, and he realizes that the monster is a massive threat with the ability to even kill him, he won't hold back. He'll go all out as well. And if Thor fights smart and utilizes the range of his powers, then he can definitely pull out a victory. After all, he's got a plethora of magical and elemental powers to fall back on.
Similar to me.
Now you might be saying, well, hold up there.
Yeah, hold up, bro. Look at this picture, bro. I love the Hulk, bro. Look how scary, bro. I feel like this is the most. I mean, that's probably what they're going for, but this is like the most realistic version of, like, not version, but most realistic depiction of what the Hulk would like look like. Because it's just like he looks human, but big and green. I mean, obviously, but I'm talking about like he doesn't look exaggeratedly scary. Like he looks, it's almost it's like an uncanny valley thing, but it's just the Hulk. He just looks like a normal guy, but big and slightly green.
You said that Thor usually fights to an opponent's level, so why wouldn't he just use brute strength like he does with the Hulk? Easy. Hulk is Thor's friend, or as Thor put it,
Hey! We know each other. He's a friend from work.
so regardless if Banner is in control or not, Thor is never going to go all out against the Hulk. He's just not. That's not the case with Doomsday at all, though. He's going to utilize everything that he's got. But before we dive into everything that Thor's got, let's jump over to talk about what...
Why do they keep giving him hair, bro? It's like Gollum, bro. He looks like a bony, well, Gollum's already bony, but like a bigger, bonier Gollum. Not bonier in terms of like skinny and frail, but bony in terms of he's covered in bones. But the hair is kind of thrown out because it's on the back of his head, but it's somehow flowing to the front of his head.
Strength Doomsday has in his corner for a second here. Right out of the gate,
They keep giving him hair, bro. Why does he need hair? And why is it on the back of his skull every time? is he like an what's it called? A Navari? What's it called? An ATV from Avatar, the blue ones. Why is it like a big braid back there?
Greatest advantage is his strength and his animalistic nature. He's going to go all out from the very beginning, landing punch after punch after punch, and just beat down an opponent until they can't stand anymore. This is what happened with Superman.
Bro, Superman, like, bro, I know it's kind of like the whole point of Doomsday, but he gets folded every time, bro. Superman is lit like that's worse than Kryptonite for Superman, bro. It's genuinely worse than Kryptonite because he's at least Kryptonite you can get it away, but Doomsday he's just folding him like a lawn chair, bro.
Martian Manhunter and Wonder Woman. So when Thor realizes how much of a threat Doomsday is, he will go all out. But can the monster defeat the god before Thor gets that chance? Well, Doomsday is strong enough to break Clark's arm fairly easy, defeat Supergirl and Cyborg Superman, and like I mentioned earlier, he defeated a version of Darkseid, but Thor is durable enough to hold up to attacks from Surtur, Gore, Zeus, Thanos' planet-busting attacks, and even withstood allegedly 20 planets worth of pressure. So I would argue that the God of Thunder can hold up to Doomsday's attacks during the beginning of the fight before he realizes that he has to go all out. How would he take Doomsday out though? Well, his most powerful attacks are the God Blast and the Anti-Force, which have been able to injure Galactus, kill the Midgard Serpent, wipe out entire armies, or even potentially destroy planets. Doomsday is tough, but he hasn't gone up against energy attacks on that level before. Well, he has gone up against Darkseid's Omega Beams, but Doomsday was temporarily taken down by that attack. Not only that, but he can create lightning attacks 10,000 times stronger than a normal strike, remove someone's life energy, de-evolve someone, absorb someone's energy, send opponents to other dimensions, or even push someone into the sun. He's got a plethora of different powers at his disposal.
The sun, bro, it's
However,
right there.
Doomsday's most important power in this fight is his power of reactive adaptation. As the fight goes on, Doomsday adapts to his opponents, and he's demonstrated flight.
Look at the outline. Analyze that shit, bro. Again, one more thing, bro. The ponytail. This one is better because it's like okay, but it's just like, does it need to be there? Does it need to be drawn on? But Superman, I don't think I've only ever seen 2 pictures of Superman and Doomsday in the same image, and where Superman is not getting absolutely put down like a dog, bro. Look at this, bro. He is like a parenthesis right now.
A healing factor, tactile telekinesis, energy projection, and even defeated someone made of pure energy. However, Doomsday has never adapted to
Bro was covered in saltine crackers.
Magical attacks before, and Mjolnir grants Thor.
Okay, I know I keep glazing Thor, but look at this is Smolder. Remember back in like 2017 when Jumanji and The Rock and Kevin Hart came out, when Rock was his whole thing in the movie was his smoldering gaze. This is the same thing, bro. Look at the bicep, bro. Not mine, but Thor. Look at Thor's bicep, bro. Look at mine too, but look at Thor's, bro. Look at that, bro. There's nothing you can like. It's also it's natty. I mean, it's super natty. You know what I'm saying? Literally super natty.
So much versatility and power that the monster can't adapt to everything. Basically, what I'm saying through all of this,
bro, this is not Thor, bro. This is not Thor, bro. I hate to break it to you, buddy, but it's not Thor.
Is that when Thor goes all out, he's on a whole other level. And with all of Thor's magical and elemental powers, plus his strength and durability, he's gonna be able to take down Doomsday. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button. More videos just like this one every single day. And I'll see y'all next time.
Is this a black server? Black Silver Surfer, basically? Am I tripping?
Actually ended up...
Is he just a black Silver Surfer? I'm not watching this now. But hold on, bro. Gotta watch this one
Today
too.
in the battle arena, we got Dev Seed Sentry taking on the Fallen One. Or
That's tough. That is tough. I need that, bro.